and welcome to the Daily Mill for Tuesday the 19th of August 2025. In today's Mill news, we've got an update, or is it? I don't know. This is from southernnews.co.uk. Alfie Doughtys injury. Mill boss gives injury update. Alex Neil does not expect Alfie Doughtys to be back anytime soon, by the way, after the left-sided player suffered a hamstring injury in Mill's 3-0 loss to Middlesbrough on the weekend. Yep, the 25-year-old was withdrawn in the 57th minute after he went down clutching his leg. He was replaced by Zach Sturge, who signed for the Lions permanently this summer after a 4-month loan stint last season. Doughty joined Millwall, the club he grew up supporting this transfer window from Luton Town, who he helped secure promotion to the Premier League in the 22-23 season. He recorded 8 assists in his sole campaign in the top flight. He started at left back in the Lions' first game of the season away at Norwich City and created Macaulay Langstaff's late winner with a ball in behind the Canaries' defence. Neil is unsure when Doughty will be available again. And this is the update. It's literally a sentence. At the moment, I don't know what the definitive timescale is, but it doesn't feel as if he's going to be back anytime soon. Here's the thing. Like I said, I think they come in 3 grades: hamstring problems, tears, if it is that. Grade 1, grade 2, grade 3. If it's the minimum one, grade 1, you're probably looking at about a month. And that's to let it heal, and you literally just have to let it heal. And then you have to kind of ease your way back in. It's like you test it all. You go for a little run. Oh, what was that? Oh, no, it's okay. It's fine. So, yeah, you have to do that kind of stuff. So, maybe a month. Here's the thing, though. If it was a grade 3, he would be rolling around and crying in agony. Unless he's the toughest bastard ever known. Or, he's got some kind of problem where nerve damage in his leg where he can't feel pain. So I don't think it's a grade 3. That would probably be 3 months. I would imagine it's literally like per grade per month. Like grade 1 is a month, grade 2 is 2 months, grade 3 is 3 months. Which is a long time, but there are things you can do these days, dipeptides and stuff like that, injections, stem cells, all kinds of weird shit that you can do, oxygen chambers, all this kind of stuff, some kind of light therapy or some kind of thing, collagen supplements. Is muscle made from collagen? Some shit like that, I don't know, but there's all kinds of shit that you can do. So, like I said, it's one thing to heal the injury, and then you have to get back to fitness. So I would probably say about a month until he's back, and then probably another 2 or 3 weeks before he's fully back. And the thing with that is, after that, those 2 to 3 weeks, that's the period where it could happen again, and then it could be worse, the same thing again. So we do have to be careful. So yeah, not much of an update really. He's just said, he's not coming back next week. Well, yeah, I could have fucking told you that myself, you know what I mean? Like, not much of an update. Right, moving on to this, also from southernnews.co.uk. Millwall goalkeeper Max Crocombe, whatever you're called up by New Zealand. The New Zealand for Soccer Ashes. So there you go. Millwall goalkeeper Max Crocombe has been called up by the New Zealand national squad for the Soccer Ashes in September. So Soccer Ashes, what's that about? Is it between New Zealand and England? Shouldn't it be Australia and England? Nah, they just stole the name. The All Whites, that's the name of the New Zealand team, because the rugby team is called the All Blacks. So the New Zealand football squad is called the All Whites. How clever. How droll, Niles. How droll. Take on Australia in a 2-legged tie next month. The latest iteration of a competition that was restarted in 2023 following a 69-year gap. Nice. Love a 69 gap. The first leg will take place in Canberra on Friday, September the 5th. And the second leg will be played in Auckland on Tuesday, September the 9th. Crocombe has made 15 appearances for the New Zealand senior side, making his debut in March 2018 in the friendly against Canada. The Soccer Ashes were first contested in 1923 with the two teams competing over a trophy containing the ashes of cigars smoked by the two captains following a series of matches in 1922. They are playing for an ashtray. I believe the original cricket ashes between Australia and England, isn't it when England first lost to Australia, which was a serious thing at the time. So how can we lose to them? It's a felon colony. Like, what the fuck? They took the wickets and they burned them, and that's the ashes because they were so pissed off they just burnt the wicket. This is literally an ashtray with cigar smoke in it, cigar ash in it. Okay, you do you. The competition continued to 1954 when it started to fall out of prominence and the trophy was lost. In 2023 it was discovered in the garage of a family home of former Australian Soccer Football Association chairman Sydney Storey, who passed away in 1966. So it was lost. By his grandchildren, the competition was re-established later that year. The Socceroos won the urn 2 years ago, beating New Zealand 2-0 in London on October the 17th. And they're doing it as a two-legged affair now, apparently. So, there you go. Should be fun. Let's see if the goalkeeper plays. And we'll see how that works out for them. But, yeah, kind of weird that they call it the Ashes. Obviously, when you usually mention Australia and New Zealand, there's like a ANZAC that is the name, but that's like Australian New Zealand Army Corps, so this is obviously not really army, but you could name it something like the ANZAF for the Australian New Zealand Association Football, ANZAF. But Ashes, they stole the name, and it's less romantic. It's literally an ashtray. They are playing 2 games of football to win an ashtray. Stay classy, Australia. Stay classy. Now, look. Moving on. This is a match report of sorts from millfc.co.uk. Not going too well at the moment for the under-21s. Now, this was a stronger team. They had a very bad bit of luck, shall we say. So, Mill's under-21 side were dealt a late blow as Hull City converted an 89th minute penalty on Tuesday afternoon. The late penalty was the only goal of the match in an intense encounter at Bishop Burton College. Hull City had the first chance of the match and forced Jacob Rososny into a smart save as he turned a goalward cross away from danger. The Lions had the best chance of the first period though when Jack Howland picked the ball up and looked to counter. His effort was expertly saved before being cleared from danger. Kevin Nugent's side were reduced to 10 men on the stroke of half-time. And there's a picture there, you can see Jack Howland, and you can see in the background Adam Mayer wearing the captain's armband. Not bad, fantastic. The Lions had 2 key chances to open the scoring in the second half, but couldn't find the breakthrough. The first chance came through George Beaumont as Jack Howland's ball flashed across the face of the goal. His effort found the target, but it was cleared off the line by Stan Ashby. Well done, Stan, well done. Reece Bangor-Williams also had an effort cleared off the line by Harry Reville. Beaumont, so 2 clearances off the line. Players sent off, by the way. This is when a player's been sent off. And obviously they don't tell us who's been sent off. And I will tell you that in a minute, because we have found out. Beaumont again had a huge chance at the back post, forcing Howard into a vital save. So again, they're under, we're down to 10 men, but we're taking it to them. But, alas, the host won a penalty as Ben Drake brought down Zach Jagielka. He must be related to the other. What's his name? Phil? Is it Phil Jagielka? Inside the area with Tyrell Sellards-Fleming sending Jacob Rososny the wrong way from the spot. Next up for the Lions is Crewe Alexandra next Tuesday afternoon, and that will be at Calmont Road. You can't go to that, but so there you go. They don't even give us a team. They don't tell us who's sent off. It sounds, the ref sent a player off and he gave them a last minute penalty. Obviously, I didn't watch the game. I don't know. Sounds like the ref is a bit, maybe. But we get this. Now, this is the match report from wearehullcity.co.uk, which is the official website for Hull City FC. And they have it here. They got a full write-up here, and they tell us a few things that we didn't find out before. The under-21s, so obviously this is written from the point of view of Hull, so you need to reverse engineer it, okay? The under-21s left it late to secure their first win of the season, recording a 1-0 victory over Millwall at Bishop Burton College. Boo! Tyrell Sellers-Fleming's stoppage time penalty secured all 3 points for the Tigers against a 10-man Millwall. Connor Sellers made 4 changes, I assume that's the manager, made 4 changes starting 11 that drew 1-1 in the season opener away at Brentford. That is a good result because Brentford are a pretty good team. So off the bat, you already know they're going to be a tough team to beat. Archie Howard replaced Callum Yam in between the posts, while Caffel McCarthy, Farrell Brown and Noah Wadsworth came in for Ed Devine, Hugh Parker and Ramel Carter. The Tigers began the stronger of the two teams as Brown tested goalkeeper Jacob Brzezinski with a cross shot before McCarthy's looping header flew wide from the resulting corner by Wadsworth. At the other end, Jack Howland forced a good save from Howard before Wadsworth stood tall to block captain Adam Mayor's rebound. 5 minutes later, Mill broke from a City corner as Howland raced in one-on-one, but Howard produced a stunning save to deny the visiting winger. Sellers-Fleming tested Przewozny twice in 11 minutes, in between the striker and Harry Vaughan missing the target from efforts, before a counter-attack between Wadsworth and Sellers-Fleming saw the latter force another save from the Millwall keeper. After Kevin Nisbet, by the way, yes, he did play. I'll give you the starting team at the bottom of this match report, because it is in this match report. Fired wide for the visitors, Millwall reduced to 10 men after Vaughan's flicked header from Howard's goal kick released Sellers-Fleming. Freddie Freedman, not Freeman, Freedman, we spoke about him before. He is the defender from Everton. However, Millwall listed him as trialist A. He was listed as trialist A. We were told that we had signed him, that we were doing it, not by Millwall, but by other people, that we had signed him, we were doing a deal. Now, maybe the deal hasn't come through, maybe they're still working on the compensation package. Obviously, you do need to pay compensation when a player moves before the age of 24. And that is one of the reasons why a lot of our players, when they get released at the age of 21 from our youth team, they end up going to non-league teams because non-league teams do not have to pay compensation. It's only when it's another professional team. So everyone saying, oh, these players are shit because they're playing for, this team, that team. They have to do that or move abroad, and then the compensation is not so high. So your Freddie Freedman brought down the striker on the edge of the penalty area, and as he received his marching orders. So Freddie Freedman, listed as trialist A by Millwall, although Hull have listed his name, they've named him. So surely, I believe when you submit the match card, it does say trialist A. You don't have to name the trialist. So I don't know how they got his name. He got sent off straight red. So last man, all that jazz. But it was a free kick, not a penalty. From the resulting free kick, Przewozny denied Sellers-Fleming before the rebounds by both Vaughan and Brown were blocked. End of first half. End of Act 1. Act 2, opening scene, out onto the grass. In the second half, Brown and Rahis Bangor-Williams both wasted opportunities to take the lead. Brown is one of theirs, and obviously RBW is one of ours, I believe. Before Howard brilliantly denied, that's their goalkeeper, denied George Beaumont in the back post, with Stan Hashby clearing the ball off the line. The Irish defender blocked well to deny Benjamin Drake, using his full name there, before Nisbet headed wide from the resulting corner. Stan Hashby, so I don't know if Stan Ashby is like a player from the first team. I don't know, or if they're keepers from the first team. I don't know about that. The visitors came close again, that's Millwall, with 20 minutes to go as Harry Reville cleared Bangura Williams' effort off the line before Wadsworth's direct corner delivery smashed the crossbar a minute later. So he tried to score from a corner. He did one of them, like trying to score from a corner, and it hit the crossbar. Both teams continued to push for the winner. Sellers Fleming drilled his low shot narrowly wide before Howard produced another stunning save to deny Beaumont at a back post. Sounds like what's not our day. Like we're huffing and we're puffing, we're down to 10 men, things being cleared off the line, this, that and the other. I was like, oof. In stoppage time, substitute Zach Jagielka won City a penalty as he was brought down just inside the area. How convenient. Sellers Fleming stepped up and sent Przewozny the wrong way to dispatch a spot kick into the bottom corner. End of play. So, yeah, just before we get to the teams, let me just say, what a well-written match report. Clearly, this wasn't written by AI. This was written by someone who knows what they're doing. It's not named. It's just probably the club reporter for Hull City. That is very well written match report. Absolutely fantastic. Plenty of information. All no wasted sentences. It's all in there. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. So, in the graphic the Millwall put out on the Millwall Academy X account, they listed try list A and try list B who was a substitute. I've mentioned these two players before because they were named as trialists in the last game that we lost 4-0. Those trialists are actually named here, and we'll get through the team. So the whole team was Przewozny in goal, Beaumont, Friedman, Drake, Mayer as captain, Kelly, Bangor Williams, Matthews, Howland, Nisbet, by the way, Kendall, and the subs were Whitby on for Kelly in the 63rd minute, Redhead, that's trialist B, on for Matthews in the 83rd minute, and Celestine Charles on for Nisbet in the 63rd minute. And the unused subs were Lindner, he's the keeper, and Kirby, who's an outfield player. I think he's a defender, maybe a fullback. So the two trialists, trialist A is Friedman, trialist B is Caleb Redhead. Go back through the videos, I mentioned these previously. Go back to, well, a week ago, because we played last Tuesday, the under-21s. It's in that video. There or thereabouts, maybe the day before, the day after. We'll find out. You find out. Freddie Friedman is the son of Dougie Friedman. He's come to us from Everton. He's a defender. He hasn't really been playing for their under-18s, so I don't know what the thing with the compensation is. Like, you weren't playing him. He's left you. No, you released him. How can you claim compensation? So I don't know why he's still being listed as trialist A, why he hasn't signed on the dotted line yet. Maybe that's his decision, but he's come back. Maybe it's our decision. I don't know what's going on. We'll wait to see, but maybe it's in terms of what kind of under-21 player is he? As mentioned, I think at the fans forum, there are under-21 players who come in and they train with the first team. And there are under-21 players who come in and they train with the under-21s. And there's kind of like two levels. So maybe they're trying to they don't know which level to put them in, what level he wants to be in. I don't know what it is. But it sounds like, this is a pretty strong under-21 team, shall we say. Maybe you could strengthen the goalkeeper. That's no disrespect to Przewozny. He's only 18 years old, I think, 19. No, you could have an older goalkeeper there, but other than that, it's a pretty strong team. It sounds like they were unfortunate with the referee. He ended up straight red card and a last minute penalty. Sounds a bit rough. Kevin Nisbet, good that he played. In terms of, he's got the reputation that he's a bit of trouble. He's travelled all the way to Yorkshire, to Hull. This is an away game, to play in this game. That's a nice touch. That is a nice touch. I don't know. He could have, spat the dummy out and said, "Yeah, I'm not fucking going there," but he didn't. He went. So that's good to see. What isn't good to see is that this is the table, and we're the bottom of the table. We're joint bottom, really, because we haven't scored a goal yet in 2 games. We've lost both of our games. We've conceded 5, and we are one of, 5 teams who have lost both their opening games. QPR have lost their first game, and they haven't played a second one yet. It could be 6. So again, there's massive changes in the under-21s system this year. Mentioned them in previous videos a number of times. So the top 16 teams, we believe, it may be that they're going to do... So they've done one league table, even though it's split into North and South. We're not sure if it's just the top 16, as it refreshes. We're not sure if it's just the top 16, or if they're going to take the top 8 Northern teams and the top 8 Southern teams. So, we don't have to finish top of the table. We just have to finish either 16th, or we have to finish above 2 of the Southern teams. So obviously, at the moment, if we finish 16th, we're going to have Crewe below us, Wigan below us, and Huddersfield Town below us. So if they do take the top 8 Southern teams, we won't be one of them, because that would make us 10th or bottom of the Southern section, below QPR. So I'm not sure how it works. So we either need to finish in the top 16, or we need to finish above 2 of the Southern teams. So there's no, and then by the way, if you haven't heard, if you haven't seen the previous videos, you go through to a knockout competition, which involves teams from the division above, which is just weird. We don't have our own competition to win. We now have to play teams of a higher standard from the Premier League 2, which is the under-21 competition for the Premier League, which, will have teams like Everton, Bournemouth. Bournemouth are in this league, aren't they? Who else? Palace, could be Palace. So we have to play them, and we have to play a round of 32, a round of 16, quarterfinals, semi-finals, and then a final. So we have to play 5 games against harder teams if we want to win this competition that we're now just started 2 games in. How ridiculous is that? Exactly, I know. It's absolutely bizarre. So yeah, so I don't know what the strategy is this season. Obviously, the overall strategy is to develop the players, to improve them, to teach them, to get them to learn, that kind of thing. But what's the situation in terms of the competition? Are we trying to finish just in the top 16? Are we actually, what's the aim? Obviously, the aim would probably be as winning as many games as you can. But yeah, I don't know how they're going to approach this because of the changes. So there you go. Now, talking of under 21s, let's talk about Alfie Massey. So this is from millwallfc.co.uk. They decided today to put up a little mini loan watch. He's the only player out on loan at the moment. So I'm surprised they didn't wait till the weekend, because he played again today. So I don't know if they're going to do one of these after every game, like one after the midweek game, one after the weekend game. I don't know, but yeah. Alfie Massey makes Wealdstone League debut. He did play in the National League Cup. Now he's played in the National League. Alfie Massey made his National League debut on Saturday afternoon for Wealdstone. He was listed as a substitute for Saturday's 2-1 win over Halifax, but came off the bench at half-time, with the visitors a man down at the break. That's Halifax. Halifax were a man down. The match was decided by a fantastic Jack Cook strike in the 54th minute, but Massey played his part in his side's victory. Yeah, a lot of fans raving about him. They like him. Massey hopes to be back in action on Tuesday night as the Stones travel to Woking in the National League. Well, dear listener, well, dear watcher, well, dear reader, let me tell you, he did play today. He started the game, and they won. They won 2-1. They went away to Woking in a midweek game, and they won 2-1. In a game that featured Chin Ockley, former Millwall player, and Aidan O'Brien, former Millwall player, off the bench for Woking. But, alas, it was not enough. They lost 2-1. Massey, for some reason, they've listed him as a striker, not a striker. I can be sure of that. He did get booked, so he got booked in the 41st minute. He played the full 90 minutes. He did not get taken off. He played, even though he got an early yellow card. He stayed on the pitch, and he, helped them get the win, winning 2-1. And now, what that means is that Wealdstone have now won their first 3 games of the season. They're top of the table. Although Southend obviously got a game in hand of them, Scunthorpe as well, Rochdale as well. Maybe they're playing tomorrow. Now I believe this is incredible, because I believe, I'm not sure, it may have changed. I believe that Wealdstone are one of the few semi-professional football clubs in the National League. A lot of these other teams are fully professional. Some of them get decent crowds for this level. Some of them get better crowds than League 2 teams. There's some former league teams in here. Hartlepool, Southend, Scunthorpe, Rochdale, York City. Forest Green are in the league, but they're a basket case club. So there are teams with pedigree in this division. They do get decent crowds. 2,000, 4,000. Decent crowds. But the semi-professional team is top of the table. And it does wonder, if they are semi-professional, what's the deal with Massey? How did they get Massey to go there on loan? Did we do a little deal with them to literally say, look, we need him to play. If he plays, you don't have to pay his wages. But if he doesn't, which would explain why the first 2 games he came on at half time. So that's interesting, that kind of deal. Like, if that's what it takes to get players when you're in that, you don't have a lot of money, and good for them. Let's hope it works out for both parties, for them and for us. But Wealdstone, if this carries on until the end of the season, which highly unlikely, but if you got a dream, but that would be insane. Another London team in the league, that would be insane. Wealdstone in the league, EFL. Can you imagine it? Yeah, but there you go. So, moving on to this, back to the first team. Millwall have done this thing. I don't like it. So they put out the details for the Coventry Cup game, the Carabao Cup game, the second round of the Carabao Cup. They've announced the tickets, the prices, which I like the prices. I haven't got a problem with the prices. It's just where they're putting people. So again, only the lower tiers within the Barry Kitchener, Coldblow Lane and Docker stands will be open for this fixture. So they're opening all 3 stands, but just the lower tiers. I don't sit in the lower tiers. I sit in the West Upper. I don't want to sit in the lower tier. I'll get a better view staying at home and watching on television. Why are you doing this to me? They're doing this personally to me. I'm affronted. Of course, the world revolves around me, don't you know? Even though, I'm joking. So yeah, the tickets are on general sale. Season ticket holders' seats are priced at £12 for adults, £10 for over 64s, £10 for 18 to 21s, and £5 for under 18s. So you get a discount. You get a discount. You get a discount, and you get a discount because you're season ticket holders. Isn't that fantastic? If you want to bring someone with you who isn't, they have to pay £17 for adults, £14 for over 64s, £14 for 18 to 21s, and £8 for under 18s. Season ticket holders in the lower tiers have until 11 a.m. on Wednesday the 20th of August, so that's tomorrow, to claim your usual seat. If you don't buy your seat at a discount by that time and that date, they will sell it to someone else. Now, tickets in blocks 27, 28, 29 and 30, which are the blocks that are closest to the away end in the Dockers lower, I believe. Either that or the kitchen lower will be available to anyone who has an account on the ticket system only. So if you've ever bought a ticket from Millwall Tickets and you still have the login details, you can get in those areas. If you don't, you can't. Obviously, if you have a season ticket or membership, then that's automatic. But I think it's just literally, even if you're not a season ticket holder or a member, but you still have, I guess the only way, if you've ever bought a ticket online, you'll have an account. If you just rock up and pay in cash and don't get traced, then obviously they won't know who you are. So that's the only way that you won't be able to get in there. So, moving on. I was looking, so it seems to be that the only people who have who will be sitting in the upper stand is gonna be the people in the fancy seats, the hospitality. And I was looking at the hospitality, and they normally, for these cup games, which are usually very poorly attended, they knock down the price of the hospitality, and they don't seem to have done that. It seems, maybe they have, but it still seemed quite expensive in the new hospitality section. This would have been a good game to, partake of that, but it's going to be weird if the only people in the West Upper, the Kitchener Upper, are going to be, the chunk in the middle of all the hospitality people, and then they're going to look to the left, it's going to be an empty stand, look to the right, empty stand, look over the other side, the top's empty, and it's just people at the lower end. I don't understand why they've done this. Maybe, why would they do this? Does it help, does it speed up the evacuation of the stadium at the end of the day, in terms of getting people to piss off home, because they don't have to come all the way down the stairs? Is that the reason? Like, it shaves off 30 minutes to everyone's day? All of the stewards and staff and catering staff and all that, they can go home a little bit earlier? I have no idea. But yeah, I'm not a fan of this. At all. I don't like sitting in the lower. It's, I want to be up, looking down, not on eye level with the players. No thank you. Now, moving on to this from, StaceyWest.net. It's a fan site, I believe, for Lincoln City. Remember them? Exactly. Imps linked with move for former Millwall captain. Who's this then? Well, yes, it's former Millwall captain of last season, Shaun Hutchinson. So, Lincoln City are reportedly weighing up a move for former Millwall skipper Shaun Hutchinson, as the experienced defender considers his next step. The Imps are joined by AFC Wimbledon in the race for the free agent, who has also had interest from League 2 clubs, according to Sports Boom. Now, I think I remember them. They are... Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Sports Boom, to be fair. I think I slagged them off at the time. So take this with a pinch of salt. So they just go through that he was released last year, how many games he played for Millwall, where he started. He apparently started out at Motherwell, did he? Oh, cool. Glasgow. Motherwell wasn't it Glasgow? Was it Paisley, by the way, I think. And then obviously the leaving statement and stuff. If there is interest, the Imps in Wimbledon have until Monday the 1st of September to get a deal done, and the race for his signature looks set to eat up in the coming weeks. That literally makes no sense. He is a free agent. He can sign for anyone who he wants to after the transfer window is closed. The only thing is I don't think he can leave the English system unless there is a thing you can do where you get the English FA to sign over your registration and give it to you, and you can then take it with you abroad. if your registration is still with the FA, you have to stay within England, and that means going to Wales as well for Swansea, Newport, and all of those teams. You can't do that. So that's the only thing. He's a free agent. He can sign for whoever he wants. Oh yeah, here we go. I like this. So here we go. Look. So this is a fan site. They're saying like this is the story, and then they put this. Is it viable? There are a couple of things to note here. Firstly, the report is from Sportsboom, which is a site that acts as a betting affiliate. They need to drive traffic to their site, and an exclusive will do that. Boom. That's the boom. Fucking stick it to them. Stick the knife in. Tell it like it is. Tell it like it is. Usually, a story like this will be sent out to the aggregators, the 72, Football League World and Real FL for publication, but with the proviso that Sportsboom are linked. This hasn't been sent to me today, but I have linked it in the intro, which is a News Now prerequisite when aggregating news. Also, the same outlet linked us with Jake Batty a week or two ago. That could mean our name got them decent traffic, so they went again. Haha, yeah, they figured them out. I love that. I love that little amendment there. They've called them out for a load of old bullshit. So, is Shaun Hutchinson going to Lincoln City, or is it? I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's just a load of old rubbish created by this website to get clicks. Well, I've clicked on someone else's website, so up you guys. Now, Millwall quartet attend MCT half camp. Can you see them? Which of these are Millwall players? Can you find them? Spot the Millwall player. There are 4 of them. The chap in the middle with the grey hair? Nope. The big man with the beard? Big man beardy? Nope. Far left, Joe Bryan, doing his bicep bulging arms cross thing again. Alright, mate, we know you got biceps. Chill out. Luke Cundle next to grey haired man. And then on the right, Macaulay Langstaff and Casper Knorr. So there you go. So this might explain also why Kevin Nisbet went with the under-21s, because they said, look, you either go to the under-21 game or you go to this. And he thought, by the way, I'll go to the under-21 game, no problem. No problem, by the way. A quartet of Mill first team players attended the Teens Holiday Activity and Food camps at St Paul's Sports Ground, Rotherhithe. Joe Bryan, Luke Cundle, Macaulay Langstaff and Casper Knorr all attended. Millwall Community Trust free of charge half camps run during the school holidays and are a great opportunity for children and young people to have fun, improve their skills and make new friends along the way in a safe and structured environment. The free half camps are for children and young people who receive free school meals, and every child/young person will receive a free hot lunch every day. The quartet of players engaged with the children in questions and answers, where children were able to ask the players questions before posing for their photograph of them. And here you go. Cool. Following on from this, the players ran a shooting drill for participants to take part in with some excellent skills on show. Sean Daly, Mill Community Trust CEO, said, "Oh, what a great experience for the young people to have, Joe Bryan, Luke Cundle and Macaulay Langstaff and Casper, to visit them during the holiday camps, at St Paul's Ground or Rotherhithe today. Being able to provide opportunities such as these to local children is something we're all very proud of, especially for families within our community who may, be suffering from financial hardship. Our aim is to make every day on these camps special for the young people, and having the first team players pop in and say hello certainly does that, and it's just another benefit when booking onto a MCT program. And you can F&D out more by going to millcommunity.org.uk. So there you go. And now we're going to finish by talking about JOBs. Do you know what a JOB is? It's a job. What did you think it meant? Lions, that's Millwall, are hiring a hospitality Sales executive. Ooh, executive. Millwall Football Club is hiring, what I just said. The role holder will drive the match day and seasonal hospitality sales business at the Den, amongst other aspects of the job. For full job description, see below. So let's do that. Where are we? Okay, here we go. Competitive plus bonuses. Location, John Berylson Way, SC16 3LN. Why not? 35 hours per week and match days. So, what are they looking for? They want a highly organised and effective sales executive to drive the match day and seasonal hospitality sales business at this London sporting event venue. As this is an established venue, we will also be responsible for managing the existing client relationships, maintaining strong relations, ensuring regular contacts, and in turn, driving repeat business. As in, keep calling up people that you've got their contact details for and saying, hey, do you want to buy a box? Do you want to buy a box? In addition, we are looking for someone to take the matchday hospitality offering forward, creating new relationships, generating inquiries, and building up a local network of new corporate clients. We require an individual with a good understanding of the industry and a proven track record of driving profitability in a target-driven environment. The role would involve working with internal and external clients, taking initial phone and email inquiries, through to event completion, including coordination and clients, liaison with operational staff. And there's a there's a load of key responsibilities, and it includes what's not limited to. So there's a load going on here. Source new business and manage current clients. Source new business for car park and stadium bowl hire. Stadium bowl. Build relationships with existing and new hospitality clients. Focus on sourcing new business. Blah blah blah. Yes, goes over. There's a lot going on. Achieve KPIs. You gotta love a KPI. Essential requirements. Have worked in a sales environment or a sporting environment. Great attention to detail. Effective communication skills, both written and oral. Hello. A self-motivated individual who thrives in a fast-paced environment with the ability to work flexibly in a range of internal and external stakeholders. A clear and polite professional manner. Thank you very much. Ability to represent the club in a positive and professional manner. This is a high-profile role, therefore you must present yourself with a clean and smart appearance. And then there is literally like, it doesn't say, oh, you need to have this, you need to have the sales NVQ, you need to have a BTEC in sales. None of that. It's like, literally, do you know what you're doing? Are you clean and normal and polite? So yeah, there you go. Closing date for applications is Friday the 29th of August, which is in 10 days time. So there you go. If you want, you have to fill in a form, and then you have to email the form to them. So this job is listed on Mill's website. If you're interested or know someone is, share it. Sharing is caring. Now there you go. Now gonna finish with this. Another job, another one. So they're hiring Academy Player Care Lead. Who is responsible for supporting the holistic development of all Academy players, focusing on their personal growth, life skills, mental and emotional well-being, and transitions both within football and into the life beyond the game. How poetic. Closing date for this one is 31st of August. And let's have a look at this. So this is, you're working with the children. You're taking care of the children. So this is based in Well Hall Training Ground, Kidbrooke Lane, Eltham, SE9 6TE. As mentioned, key responsibilities. Lead the Academy Alumni Programme, offering post-departure support for up to 3 years. So this is interesting. So when they let a player go from the academy, they support them, keep in touch with them for 3 years post that. I don't know if that's an industry standard or if that's like a requirement or if that's just something that Millwall do, but that's good, isn't it? Maintain visibility of fixtures and training to build trusted relationships with players and parents. So it seems to be someone who is kind of like working for the players. It's like kind of like a mentor, but separate from obviously the manager and all of that. So it's someone like a go-between between the players and the football club. Cool. Yeah. Actively contribute to the academy strategy team and relevant external meetings. Previous experience in a player care role, relevant experience within other EPPP environments, knowledge and understanding of the EPPP requirements. They can't accept CVs. You have to fill in a form that you get from there and send it to that website. Closing date is Sunday the 31st of August 2025. And on that note, thank you for watching and goodbye.